We are at the Tampa Bay Times Forum in Tampa, Florida, and let's come on inside as we get set for the first of two meetings between the Edmonton Oilers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. But first, let's meet the starting goaltenders. Devan Dubnyk made 20 saves Tuesday in the win over Florida. All three of his wins this year have come against the Atlantic Division. And at the other end, well, Dubnyk's not the tallest goalie in this game. 6'7", Ben Bishop having a career year so far. Top 10 in wins, goals against, and in save percentage. Louis, let's take a look at the keys to the game. Brought to you as always by the 2013 Ford Super Duty. It's built Ford tough.
Well, Kevin, for the Edmonton Oilers, they'll be assertive for them, not to stand back and watch the Tampa Bay Lightning. A lot of good players over there with a lot of elite skill. For Dallas Eakins is his team. They have to be assertive but composed at the same time. Can't stand around and let those guys do what they want. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, you don't play the standings right now. For John Cooper, he said it this morning, they have to play every game exactly the same way. He's more concerned with his team's effort tonight, not who they're playing. Don't look at the Edmonton Oilers. I think this is going to be an easy one because they've got a lot of skill over there too.
Oilers coming off a 4-3 victory over Florida on Tuesday in the first of this four-game road trip. For John Cooper, his team was here on Saturday. They defeated St. Louis by the score of 4-2 for their sixth home win of the season. They are 10-4, and there's a look at Taylor Hall back in the lineup after missing 7 with a knee injury. Linus Ullmark will start this game. He is back up. His last game was March the 25th, 2012. He's with Boyd Gordon and Mark Arcabello. They're against the top line for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Steven Stamkos, Marty St. Louis, and Alex Killorn. Jeff Petrie and the captain Andrew Ference are on the blue line. The Oilers were last here on March the 22nd of 2012, and they lost that game in a shootout by the score of 3-2.
Yeah, not a team that either team sees very often. For Linus Ullmark, his first National Hockey League game, as you mentioned, Kevin, back in December of 2010 against this Lightning team. He had an assist in that dynamic shootout winning goal that won the game for Edmonton. And the last game these two teams have played was a tight one as well, one in a shootout by the Tampa Bay Lightning. So although they haven't seen each other a lot, they do play pretty tight scoring games, and we'll see how this one works out tonight.
Stamkos with 20 points on the season. There's the first shot handled by Dubnyk as he sends it to the corner. Marty St. Louis puts it behind the net. Killorn going after it. Played up for Arcabello. Mark Arcabello, what a game in Florida for him. 2 goals, his first 2 in the NHL, and his second just happened to be the winner in overtime.
Yeah, he was all smiles this morning, Kevin. We were talking to him, and he knew it was going to come eventually, but you start to wonder after a while the shots that he had, and he had some real good chances to score his first National Hockey League goal, and he gets a big one in a game that, you know, from a sharp angle, and then obviously the overtime winner was a huge one as well. So talk about getting that monkey off your back, and got a little ribbing from David Perron, in a text message on the Twitter feed about it growing into a gorilla, and he gets rid of it. So you know what, nothing's safe out there on the ice for these guys, and an early power play here for Edmonton.
And it's going to be Andre Palat who's going to go to the box.
It just reaches it a little too far, you know, and that's what it is. It's that left arm that comes over from Palat over top of Jordan Eberle, so therefore he's going to head to the box for 2, and an early opportunity for the Oilers to command advantage.
They were 1 for 3 in the game against Florida, and it was in overtime that Arcabello lit the lamp. Taylor Hall on the power play. Gordon is out in front. Hedman trying to clear it out. Larson is there to keep it in temporarily on that pass over to Eberle. Sent down the ice by B.J. Crombeen. Larson got his first goal in an Oiler uniform in that game against Florida as well. And don't forget about Taylor Fedun getting his first National Hockey League goal in his first game. Nugent Hopkins drop pass for Hall. Hall goes low. Centering pass went off Gudas. Eberle picks it up and he'll give it to Larson. Larson at the point to Eberle. Oilers with 2 power play goals in their last 4 games. Nugent Hopkins on the other side. Filppula watching him. His shot didn't make it through. Retrieved by Larson. Gets it to Eberle. Played around the boards. Waiting for it. Nugent Hopkins. Filppula takes him into the boards. Back to Larson at the point. Philip Larson moves to the middle. Delivers to Nugent Hopkins. To Hall looking for Eberle. That pass was behind him. But it's kept in by Larson. Larson for Hall. For Eberle, it went off his skate. Carl trying to get it out. Kept in. Here is Smith. Smith walks in slowly out in front for Eberle. Big save by Ben Bishop. He is out of the net, scrambling to try and get back in. Smith Back to the point it comes. Taylor Hall waiting for it there. Nugent Hopkins to Larson. He's got a lane, fires the puck, and a kick save by Ben Bishop. Oilers keeping the puck in. 23 seconds to go. Hall in the corner. Back to Eberle, a bouncing puck controlled by Hall nicely. Larson, good job to keep it in. Nugent Hopkins lets fly, and Bishop makes the save. Ryan Smith on the retrieval, and he'll come over to the near side and pick it up. Throw it back behind the net. Nugent Hopkins lets it go for Hall. Time winding down in the penalty. Here is Eberle. Eberle high slot, lets it go, and a collision in front and a penalty coming up, and it's going to be an interference call. And Ryan Smith has a few words for the referee as he heads to the box. That is Francois Saint-Laurent.
Didn't feel that it was a penalty. He just kind of drove to the net. I think it was Matt Carl that gets tangled up with in front here as Smith goes through. But what he didn't like was that Carl kind of shoved him towards the goalie. So as he's trying to avoid Bishop, who's a big goalie himself, looking over, he went down relatively easy on that play. A good power play for Edmonton. They kept the puck in the offensive zone. They won second battles, but not really a high-quality chance on net. And now the Tampa Bay Lightning will get their chance with the man advantage.
They've got 5 power play goals in their last 6 games. They are ranked 7th in the league. Marty St. Louis lets fly, and Louis, we saw him do that in the morning skate. He works on that shot, and he does it in the warm-up before the game, too.
Every day, every single day, he steps on the ice and he stands in that spot and rips about 15-20 before he jumps into the practice, and he did it this morning as well. That one there just got away from him.
Another big shot is from Salo at the point, the former Vancouver Canuck. St. Louis trying to get it back to him, and there's a good defensive play and brought out by Gagne. Gagne moving in with Hemsky shorthanded. His pass is intercepted before he could get to him by Teddy Purcell, who goes right up the middle to St. Louis. St. Louis delivers to Stamkos, cross-ice pass, looking for Malone. Malone plays it around to Stamkos on the near side. He'll give it to St. Louis. St. Louis back to the point. Gudas to St. Louis. St. Louis takes a look. Malone's in front. Stamkos tries to feed it across to Malone, who was intercepted by Gagne. Malone fights to get it back. He'll give it to Purcell. His pass is intercepted. Scrambled for it, and it's sent down the ice by Ales Hemsky. 3 shots for the Oilers. They all came on that power play. 40 seconds left to go. And a penalty to Ryan Smith. Connolly controls the bouncing puck. Gives it to Tyler Johnson, who plays catch with Carl. Valtteri Filppula, former Detroit Red Wing. Connolly lost it to Ference. Ference trying to flip it ahead for Eberle. Eberle takes a hit but delivers. Here's a chance for Arcabello, shorthanded. Arcabello shoots. Bishop the save. Mark Arcabello. The Oilers do not have a shorthanded goal this season. They almost got one there.
Well, some real good defending in the defensive zone here by Edmonton. Good convergence. Everybody in tight, protecting the house. Little flip pass here by Eberle, and Arcabello's away. And a good job by the Tampa defense. From up here, that first view, I thought maybe that stick was in there a little deep there by Connolly. But no, he keeps it pretty well away from the stick, from the body. Doesn't draw a penalty, and Arcabello goes to the forehand. A big save by Bishop.
Gagne wins it back to Hall. Another shorthanded shot and a big shoulder save by 6'7" Ben Bishop. Nate Thompson flips it in. Ference gets there first. Penalty is almost over. Opportunity in front for Crombeen, but it was blocked as Smith steps out of the box. Both teams now 0 for 1 on the power play. The Oilers out shooting Tampa Bay 5-1 to this point. Tampa did not get a shot on that power play. Nail Yakupov across the blue line. Yakupov stops up trying to get a shot away, but Hedman prevented that. And back the other way comes Richard Panik. Panik goes cross ice for a former Edmonton Oiler, Eric Brewer. Thompson pushes it to Panik. Fadoon stays calm and takes the puck away from him, and the Oilers get a change in as Brewer waits for the Tampa Bay Lightning to make a change. St. Louis cross ice for Stamkos, hopped over his stick. Stamkos threw it behind St. Louis, and it's picked up there by Ales Hemsky. Lost it. Stamkos blocked it, and Salo kept it in. St. Louis trying to work it back to Salo. Salo throws it towards the net. That one goes wide. St. Louis going after it. Eberle gets there first. And Rogers Oilers hockey right here from Tampa Bay.
Wondering what that stoppage was, and it was because of a little interaction between St. Louis and Devin Dubnyk. Here's the first little interaction between a forward and a goaltender. It was a little shove by Carl. Smith didn't like this very much. Felt the 6'7" Bishop went down pretty easily, and this is just a few seconds ago. As St. Louis jumps through that hole, his shoulder hits Dubnyk, goes over, gives him a little tap afterwards, says, hey, listen, I tried to squeak through there. I'm a little bit, not that small. And because his helmet was loose, they blew the whistle down.
And it didn't come off, but it did come loose. Boyd Gordon lines up against Valtteri Filppula. Boyd Gordon with 3 assists in that game against Florida, a career high for him. Continues the excellent work in the face-off circle. Gordon is 4th in the dot. Smith dumps it in. Ryan Jones going after it. Jones taken to the boards by Brewer and knocked down as the puck comes free in front. Picked up by Teddy Purcell. He'll give it to Filppula. Purcell waits. Now he'll slide a shot towards Devin Dubnyk. Gave him a little bit of trouble. Juggled it, but he will hang on to it and get the whistle.
This is a replica of the remote that inspired the big win. The original was tragically lost in a couch.
Pick your winners today with Pools.
Devin Dubnyk, 3 goals, 23 shots in that game against Florida. And Teddy Purcell, only a little bit of a changeup.
Yeah, it was a knuckleball through traffic, so it bobbled a little bit by Dubnyk there, but he was able to reach out that long arm and grab it with the catcher.
Kept in by Connolly. Brett Connolly, recalled on October the 31st, the former first-round draft pick who went 6th overall in 2010. Back to the point it comes. Hedman will give it to Salo. Salo goes cross-ice. Victor Hedman with a wrist shot. Dubnyk makes the save. The puck comes free. It's centered. Hits the skate of Taylor Hall. Back to the point. Salo's got it again. Gordon shoots it in. Hedman going after it. He scored a rather odd goal in the game against Carolina. Bounced it off the end boards and it went in. You take him any way you can. I don't think he called that shot though. They beat Carolina in Carolina as Devin Dubnyk goes for a little bit of a slip. Yakupov had it in his skates, almost paid the price. Stamkos on the turnover with a shot, he scores. Steven Stamkos, opportunistic goal on the turnover. Give him 12 on the season. It's 1-0.
Is that a shot right there by Stamkos? A little mishap in the middle of the ice as Yakupov just saw the train come and tried to get out of the way. And for Stamkos, he just kind of picked the puck up. 2 former Sarnia Sting of the OHL. And for Dubnyk, had a little fall down here as this puck was put around the boards, fell down, gets up, kind of dusts himself off. And right here, a little spin to get away from the hit of Killorn by Yakupov allows Stamkos to walk in. Now that's a far out shot, but that's probably the best shot in the game right now that zips that one by Devin Dubnyk, shelf on the blocker side, and a 1-0 lead.
Devin Dubnyk giving up a goal to Stamkos. Stamkos came into this game 3rd in the league in goals with 11. He's now on a 7-game point streak. Eberle on the steal. Nugent Hopkins with a shot that goes wide. Killorn will give it to Gudas. Radko Gudas. Gudas, 2nd in the league in penalty minutes. He's got 55. The Lightning make a change. He delivers to Thompson. He'll tip that one in. Dubnyk will handle it. Play it around the boards. Thompson waiting for it. And now Arcabello plays it off the boards. Picked up now by Hemsky. Hemsky moving in. Ales Hemsky with a wrist shot. And a blocker save by Ben Bishop. Well, John Cooper said he didn't want to get into a track meet with the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers would love to hear the starting gun and start to run.
Get racing. There's already been a couple chances for Edmonton here. The Arcabello breakaway, that one there was a quick chance by Hemsky. And a couple passes that haven't gotten through. So there have been some opportunities for Edmonton to counterattack and look to go on to the offensive.
Ryan Smith in front of the shot. Comes from the point. Jeff Petrie and Bishop makes the save, and Ryan Smith getting his helmet back on.
Where he usually likes to plant himself in front of the net, did take that goalie interference penalty as he looks up at the big Bishop in between the pipes. And again, just driving to the net, knowing this puck isn't a hard one, just zip through to the net. But look where Ryan Smith is, right on the blue paint, and Bishop has a little bit of a hard time finding that puck through the skates, and it's where he's made his living. Not afraid to get himself batted around a little bit in that blue paint to score a goal.
Ryan Smith played 20 minutes and 14 seconds in Florida after missing 6 with a groin injury. Now he moves to center on the 4th line with Jones and Gazdic. Smith keeps it in. Eric Brewer given a bump by Gazdic. Filppula, pass too far for him. Ferentz is there. Here's Smith moving in with Jones. Pass intended for him was broken up by Barberio. Jones has it to Smith. Smith waits, trying to feed the puck through, can't do it. And Ryan Malone is there. Ryan Malone, Teddy Purcell. Purcell gets stopped up by Smith, and Gazdic shoots it in. So a good shift for that line as they keep the Tampa Bay Lightning hemmed up in their own zone. Filppula, Malone, and Purcell, the second line for the Tampa Bay Lightning out there now. And that pass intended for Panik was too far for him, and it's coming back the other way.
And as you mentioned, the 4th line going out and getting a puck in deep and banging bodies.
If you drive on snow and ice, you don't want all-season tires. You want all-weather tires. Get Nokian's most advanced all-weather tire, the WRG3 at Cal Tire.
The Oilers road trip will continue in Philadelphia on Saturday afternoon. It will conclude in Chicago on Sunday night. We'll have those 2 games for you. The Oilers 6-2-1 here in Tampa Bay in their last 9, and in that 6-2-1 record, 5 straight wins as Hemsky cuts to the net. His backhand is stopped by Bishop. Opportunity for Eberle. Eberle back up top. There's a shot. Scores. Taylor Fedun. 2 goals, 2 games in 2 to start his NHL career. Wow.
Unreal. And a real great play to start things off here on the attack. As you had alluded to a little earlier on, Kevin, Edmonton finding ways to generate offensive chances. And right here, little transition, puck quickly up the ice. And that's that aggressive up the ice nature of the defense of the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's Hemsky with the first chance, and watch this pass by Eberle right to Taylor Fedun, who loves to sniff up into the play. That offensive instinct comes through, and he zips it through to tie this game 1-1. So not a bad start to your NHL career, kid. 2 games, 2 goals. Thanks for coming out.
And Jordan Eberle gets another assist. He's got 2 points in his last 2 games, and we're tied up at 1. Killorn with a wrist shot and a blocker save by Devan Dubnyk. Taylor Fedun, what a start. Back to the point. Hedman will give it to Salo. Salo down low for Alex Killorn. Killorn on the near side will play it back to Salo. He'll give it to Hedman. Hedman with a wrist shot is blocked by Arcabello. Chopped at by Killorn. St. Louis picks it up, tries to center, but Ladislav Schmid was all over him. Taylor Fedun saying this morning that his dad did watch the game, heard the shout out about the hunting, and you know, Louis, that morning he got an elk. So
yeah,
it was a
I
great
was mistaken.
day.
I thought it was another moose they were going for, but it was an elk, and they were able to get that done out of the way very quickly, rush home, and he did see the game and watch the goal. So that's a great day. You know, finish up in the bush quickly, get home, and watch your son score his first National Hockey League goal. Not too shabby.
Eberle and Hemsky getting the assist. 10-11, the time of the goal by Taylor Fedun. Oilers looking for more. There's Hull with a couple of cracks at it. Panik gets by Ferentz. Now he has to deal with Petrie. Nate Thompson. Quick shot by Crombeen. Blocked before he could get through. Crombeen plays it back to the point. Goodis with a shot that hit Thompson, but Crombeen is on it. B.J. Crombeen. Matt Carl throws it through traffic, deflected, and steered aside as Devan Dubnyk got a glove on it and then pushed it to the corner.
Carl, funny hop too, Kevin, and a real bouncing puck down there in the slot area.
Taylor Fedun celebrates his 2nd goal in his 2nd game, and we'll be back after this.
Scored win if any Oilers player scores 5 goals in tonight's game. Sandra Robbins of Valley View could win $1 million. Shop and swipe at Safeway, and you could be our next lucky winner right here on Sportsnet. Looking for tickets to sold-out Edmonton Oilers games? Well, check out the NHL Ticket Exchange at edmontonoilers.com. Sold by Oiler fans, verified by Ticketmaster.
8:06 to go here in the first period of a 1-1 game. Stamkos and Fedun, the goal scorers. Stamkos has got 12 this season. Fedun's got 2. Dubnyk stops it in behind the net. Ference and Petrie on the blue line as it comes back. Barbero, and his shot got through, and it was steered aside by Dubnyk. Ryan Smith around the boards for Petrie. He's the 4th line out there trying to get the puck out. Palat gets it back to Barberio. Barberio moves to the middle. Another wrist shot, and that's deflected wide by Connolly. Ryan Jones can't get it past Eric Brewer. He'll play it off the end boards. It ends up behind the net. Ference. Petrie. Smith now to the middle, and it's picked off there by Tyler Johnson at the end of his shift, and he will just shoot it in. Tyler Johnson, another guy that kind of looks like Marty St. Louis, not the biggest center in the world.
Yeah, I got a lot of praise from Dallas Aikens, who faced him a lot down the American Hockey League. Said he's a real good player, highly skilled. And you look at the numbers for Johnson the last couple of years, 31 and 37 goals that he scored down there in the American Hockey League. So he's fast. He has that elite talent, and the head coach of Edmonton liked him a lot. Didn't like playing against him, but respected him a lot as a player, that's for sure.
Stamkos with St. Louis right through the middle. He gets knocked down by Ladislav Schmid. Hedman has Nugent Hopkins all over him as he swings it around the boards. Alex Killorn is there. Killorn did not start on this top line, and that was by design.
Yeah, it was. And one of the things that we talked about with Killorn on that top line by the head coach John Cooper is he told him, I'll rip you off that line as quick as I put you on it if you don't know that you're not forced to pass to those guys. You have to have the confidence to do what you need to do offensively on the ice. So if you feel you're going to be forcing passes to Stamkos and St. Louis because they're who they are, I'll rip you off the line. He hasn't done that. He's jumped on that line and played very, very well. 5 points in his last couple of games. So I think he's going to stick there for a while.
Zach Gudis stick snap as he tried to make a pass. The other part of that equation is out there right now. Number 12, Ryan Malone, who was on the top line. He said he's a team guy. As you can see, a veteran wondering why he'd be taken off that line. Petrie plays it around the boards. And it gets by Carl all the way down into Oiler territory, and that's going to be icing. Well, Scott Strong of Edmonton entered the score and win and has won the Lagostina 10-piece stainless steel cookware set courtesy of Safeway and Kraft shredded cheese. And the word, Louis, from our esteemed statsman is that Malone was just flat out too slow. Killorn can fly. And Malone also gets time on the power play, and that's what John Cooper was telling us, too.
Yeah, no question. Malone obviously brings a different dimension to the game, too. He's playing with 2 elite fast guys. He's that big power forward that can go to the front of the net. But he also did say, that's John Cooper, that putting Malone on the second line allows for a little more room for a guy like Valtteri Filppula to go and do his thing as well. So it's working out for them. Why change it?
Malone's 6'4", 224 pounds.
But that Killorn can fly. No question about that.
9-8, the shots favor the Oilers. Taylor Fedun will give it to Gordon. Outlet pass for Linus Ullmark. Too far for him, and it's picked up by Barberio as Barberio again will get it to Crombeen this time. Crombeen runs into Ference. The puck comes back for Arcabello. Philip Larson. Pass for Ullmark out of his reach. And Eric Brewer will go over there and take a hit from Ullmark. Mark Barberio. Up the middle. Here comes Johnson. Tyler Johnson moving wide, trying to center. He had Connolly in front, who was tied up by Larson. Arcabello behind the net. Ryan Smith trying to help him out. Connolly goes down, and then Palat is there. He'll play it back to the point to Hedman. Hedman from the near side for Salo. Salo will give it to Connolly. Connolly being watched by Smith. Right through the blue paint it comes, and it comes right to Mark Arcabello. Arcabello wants to get to that red line and dump it in. He makes a change. Ryan Smith driving for the net. Stopped on the near side. Sammy Salo. He's playing in his 43rd game against the Oilers. Remember, he played a lot with the Vancouver Canucks when he was healthy.
Yeah, 9 years in Vancouver, and you're right, he has had some trouble with injuries over the course of his career, but still has that bomb from the blue line and looking for a stretch pass there.
Rogers Oilers Hockey from the Tampa Bay Times Forum.
Well, Kevin, Nick Schultz is usually known for his defensive abilities. Makes a real nice play here. And for Dallas Eakins, he wants to see his defenseman moving the puck up quickly. Quick change here by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Heads up by Schultz right on the tape. Ales Hemsky sends him in. And that's what starts the whole sequence. Eventually, it's Fedun that walks down into the high slot and zips it home for his second goal in 2 games. You look at this angle, head up, sees the hole, finds it. Perfect shot right there to tie this game at 1.
So Nick Schultz doesn't get a point, but a big part of that, and I guess another big part of it for Nick Schultz, we talked about it last game, is sort of mentoring the youngster Fedun.
Yeah, no question. You know, he's been real solid when you look at Nick Schultz, the way that he's played over the course of this year. The only defenseman right now with an even rating. So, I mean, he's done his part as far as being that defense specialist, that guy back in the back end. And yes, he can play with young players. He did last year with Justin Schultz, and this year getting a little bit of time too with some different players, mixing and matching. And now young Taylor Fedun.
Papa Bear.
Yep, Papa Bear.
Stamkos working his way in. It is Ferentz and Petrie's job to try and shut these guys down. Killorn on the far side. Alex Killorn. Little miscue by Carl. Stamkos turns and gives it to St. Louis. Good defensive play there by Ferentz. Chases Tampa Bay back into their own zone. That line heads off. Ferentz will pick it up. He'll give it to Sam Gagner. Gagner across the blue line with Taylor Hall. Gagner fanned on the shot as Hall got knocked down by Gudas. Gagner gets it back again. Back to the point. There is Schultz. To Hall. Hall to Gagner. Great play by Sam Gagner as he knocked that puck down and got a shot.
Good no-looker there by Taylor Hall in the backhand as well.
Filppula back the other way. He's got Malone and Teddy Purcell with him. Brewer, wrist shot through traffic. That was blocked. Malone had his stick knocked out of his hand. The Oilers with 7 blocked shots so far in this period. The Oilers 5th in the league in blocks. And we get an icing call against Edmonton.
Well, a good entry into the zone once again. It's Sam Gagner that starts it all off and gets the possession entry into the offensive zone. Eventually, it's Taylor Hall that'll work it out to him in the slot as he jumps through. So a nice little chip down the corner right there, the backhand. Look at the hand-eye by Gagner to knock it down, follow the bouncing puck, and gets it through. And a real good opportunity on that. Nice save by Bishop. But you have to fight through those checks to get to those holes, and that's exactly what Gagner did there to get that chance.
5 games against Tampa Bay in his career, 5 assists for Sam Gagner. Connolly stopped by Arcobello. Arcobello, nice pass for Linus Ullmark, went off his skate. He now battles with Salo, centers it, and it got by Gordon. Great play by Linus Ullmark to get that puck out for Boyd Gordon. Gordon will get it to Ullmark. Ullmark to the middle it goes, and Hedman is there to get it out to center.
You know, one of the things about Linus Ullmark too, Kevin, is that, you know, one of the questions about him, was he fast enough to play in the National Hockey League? And already a couple of times in this game, he's been the first guy in the forecheck. He's made contact with the body and has been able to just lodge that puck loose and create a chance out of it.
Jones is checked by Gudas. Palat on the far side. To the middle. To Johnson. Johnson one-on-one against Jeff Petrie. Stops inside the blue line. Feathers the path for Gudas. Radko Gudas with a long shot, but Devan Dubnyk saw that all the way. Decides to hang on to it.
You know, for Linus Ullmark, everybody knows about the offensive abilities that he has, and he's always looking for ways to be creative. And here, doesn't handle the puck, but he gets going, moves his feet all the way through. Against a much bigger guy, he just out-battles him and kind of slaps it out to the slot. As he pushes Sal, look at this, bang. He knows exactly where he wants to go with this puck into the slot. And it kind of handcuffed Gordon, who was the late guy coming through the slot. So a couple good shifts in a row for Ullmark, and always dangerous around the net.
His last goal was March the 22nd against the Tampa Bay Lightning. 2 games later, he got sent down to the minors. Brought in offside with just over a minute left to go in this first period. Tampa Bay first in the Atlantic Division. They are technically same number of points as Detroit and Toronto, but they've done it in fewer games. Nugent Hopkins gets tossed from the circle.
A couple first overalls get tossed there. A little whacking back and forth between Stamkos and Nugent Hopkins.
So it's Eberle who wins the draw against St. Louis. Ferentz He had 7 hits in that game against Florida. He's got 39 on the season. Stamkos on the intercept. Stamkos swings it in front and scores. Wow. A wraparound goal for Steven Stamkos, his second of the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is the one thing about Steven Stamkos that has just elevated in the last couple of years and continues to get better at. And John Cooper says right now, playing the best hockey of his life. And this is why. Watch him battle for this puck. In the right position, goes after it. Once he has it, the killer instinct sets in. And he just drives it to the net. And this guy is so dangerous. Not just a big shot. He can score in a multitude of ways. And he wraps this around. Knows exactly what he wants to do and gives his team a 2-1 lead. So it didn't look like much, Kevin, but he turned it into obviously a goal to give his team the advantage.
Two turnovers to Steven Stamkos.
The wrong guy.
Yep. He now has 13 goals on the season, 2 unassisted markers for Steven Stamkos. 1907, the time of the goal, and the Tampa Bay Lightning have taken back the lead. Filppula in the corner. Valtteri Filppula works it back to the point. Salo with a shot that hit Hall, and Hall reaches for that puck. Here comes Taylor Hall in by himself. Taylor Hall stopped by Bishop. 25 seconds to go in the period, and Taylor Hall almost got his first goal after missing 7 with that knee injury. 15 seconds on the clock as Salo turns back into his own zone. Steven Stamkos with 22 points on the season. And that will do it for the first period. That sees a guy expected to score get a couple. And the other guy in his second NHL game gets his second NHL goal. Darren Millard. Turn things over to you in the panel right now.
2007, and then you fast forward, well, a few years later, 2010 is when Nail Yakupov began his stint with the Sting. And when you look at their rookie seasons, it is Nail Yakupov back in the Ontario Hockey League who bettered Steven Stamkos by just a little bit when it came to a total of points, as Yakupov had 101, Stamkos 92 in his rookie season. In fact, if you move to their NHL rookie season, Stamkos 23 goals in 79 games, Yakupov 17 in 48. So we wait to see how Nail continues to grow in the goal scoring department.
And the second period, we wait for it to get underway. The Oilers down, as Gene mentioned, on 2 unassisted goals by Steven Stamkos. Stamkos now 12 points in his last 7 games.
Always a competitor, too. When we talked to him this morning, Gene asked him that question. He had 42 goals as a rookie, Steven Stamkos did, and Yakupov had 49.
Hamsky with a one-handed shot to start the period. Bishop the save.
But he jokingly said, yeah, he had a year on me, though.
Bishop up high has to make another save. This time off the stick of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. St. Louis across the blue line. He will stop up, throw it in behind the net. Waiting for it, Alex Killorn. Killorn in front, a hop right to Stamkos, stopped by Dubnyk. Killorn with it again, and he is flattened by Jeff Petrie, lost his lid.
Good hit.
Great hit by Jeff Petrie. The Oilers 5th in the league in hits coming in. They had 41 of them in that game against Florida. Taylor Hall played 7 minutes and 12 seconds in that first period, had a couple of shots. He is out there now. Larson will go and get it. Being watched by Purcell. And that puck ends up going into the seats.
A penalty.
And that will cost Philip Larson.
And just, you know, lots of time there for Larson, too. You don't like to see that. Big hit here on Killorn by Jeff Petrie stepping up. And you like to see this in the defensive zone every once in a while. You have to keep the offense honest and lay a shoulder down. That's exactly what Petrie does. Breaks up the play right here, just lowers the boom and kind of looks up afterwards. And here's the penalty here. Lots of time to put this off the glass, but he gets it up a little bit too high and almost too much time to think about it for Larson, and he'll go to the box 2 minutes for delay of game.
Tampa Bay was 0 for 3 in the game against St. Louis on Saturday. They're 0 for 1 so far tonight, have not generated a shot for the man advantage. They go to work the second time early in this second period. Valtteri Filppula back to the point. Gudas goes across to Tyler Johnson, gets it right back again. His shot is blocked and cleared out eventually by Boyd Gordon. Gordon and Arcobello up front. Nick Schultz and Ladislav Schmid on the blue line. Killorn brings it in with Filppula. Killorn back to the point. Gudas. Cross ice pass is picked up by Valtteri Filppula. Filppula being watched by Ryan Smith. Turns him aside. Now he will drop it for Johnson. Johnson comes to this side now and gives it to Killorn. Looks for the return feed. It's cleared away, but Johnson's got it back again. He'll go back up top for Gudas. Get the return pass. He'll go cross ice. Filppula waiting for it on the far side now. Down low. Opportunity for Killorn, and it's denied by Nick Schultz. Filppula. Killorn back to the point. Radko Gudas. Killorn. Valtteri Filppula being watched by Schmid. Back to the point it comes. Gudas. Filppula gets it back again. Does Gudas. Got caught up in his skates. Able to keep it in for Johnson, though. Johnson back to the point. Gudas. Oilers doing a great job of preventing the shots, and now Johnson will let it go. Saved by Devan Dubnyk. Retrieved by Killorn. He'll give it out in front, and there's a quick shot by Panik. That doesn't make it through. Killorn at the point. Gudas takes a look. 20 seconds to go in the man advantage. Cross ice feed for Valtteri Filppula. Filppula. Panik spins. His shot stopped. Killorn gets it back to Johnson. Up top for Gudas. Gudas winds, fakes the shot. There's a quick snapper by Filppula. And hitting the side of the post was Tyler Johnson. Johnson has it again. The penalty is over. Larsson's out. Filppula has the puck, looking for Johnson again. Good defensive play there by Smith, and here come the Oilers back the other way. Larsson out of the box. He's got Arcabello with him. Arcabello winds, fires a shot. Bishop the save. He wants to keep the play alive. Now he will cover it up. One shot for Tampa, though, on that power play.
And a terrific chance at the end of it. Was Panik, I believe, that passes this one across as he comes through. Sorry, it's the shot that goes through, and no, it's Killorn that picks this puck up, zips it right across to Johnson, and boy, did he ever get a good shot away there.
He was an undrafted 23-year-old in his second National Hockey League season.
That was the second unit out there. They were out there for the full 2 minutes in the offensive zone, kept it alive. We're looking for that one opportunity. They got it, and he rings it off the bar. So the Oilers get away with one there. Johnson, a lot of time spent in the defensive zone.
Johnson without a point in his last 4, came off a close. But Tampa Bay 0 for 2. A 7th best power play. They're tied for 5th in power play goals. They've got 12 so far this season.
Yeah, you can see why Dallas Eakins had a lot to say about young Tyler Johnson and the type of player that he was, and had such good years down the American Hockey League. Was a member of the team that won that Calder Cup 2 years ago in Norfolk, and has carried it right over into the NHL.
Set a professional record with 28 straight victories.
Yeah.
And they were equal opportunity. 15 at home, 13 on the road. Hedman fans on the shot. Gets it back again. He'll give it to Sammy Salo, his D partner. The top line on the ice now. Killorn was on. There is another shot by Stamkos, handled by Dubnyk. He'll cover up. I was going to say that Killorn was on the power play, so Teddy Purcell joins the top line.
Yeah, that was a real good chance right there for Stamkos. Already 2 goals on the night, and he's just sniffing around the high slot. And watch him just kind of back himself out, always watching where the puck is, and that's right in the wheelhouse for him. Try to get a little bit more to the left-hand side over the blocker of Dubnyk here. Doesn't quite get all of it. And the Big Easy's able to come down and cut that down for the save. And this puck bobbles down. Everybody follows the puck, and the goal scorer Stamkos drives to the net looking for a loose puck. You might not want to take your eyes off him when he's in the offensive zone.
And his coach was winning that Calder Cup. Steven Stamkos scored 60 goals in that season. Wraparound attempt, another chance. Ben Bishop's lost his stick as Gordon had a couple of cracks. Back to the point, Nick Schultz. His shot, glove saved by Bishop, but he juggled it. Connolly, outlet pass for Johnson. Nick Schultz is there. Schultz takes it away from him, plays it around the boards, and it gets by Andre Palat, and it's going to be an icing call against the Oilers. But Nick Schultz, Louis, you talked about it in the game against Florida, and we've seen it tonight as well, has really settled into that steady defensive role.
He has, and he's been a healthy scratch a couple times this year, and I think it really sparked him. You know, he came back, he's been playing more physical, he's been throwing the big hits every once in a while, and again, another good play just to get a puck to the net in a dangerous situation. He's been real sound defensively this year, a +1 player now on the year.
Nate Thompson wins the draw. Panik played it back to the point. It split the defenseman. Fadoon, cross-ice pass. And there again is Nick Schultz to bail out what was a dangerous pass that could have been intercepted by B.J. Crombeen. Richard Panik drops it for Crombeen. Crombeen through traffic and a pad save by Dubnyk. Fadoon able to get that puck out and down the ice, and Bishop's out to play it. And Omar bearing down on him. Omar 4 minutes and 51 seconds in that first period. He has the puck now in the corner. Bumped by Gudas. Eberle, Nugent Hopkins, and Omar. Puck comes out to center, and Philip Larson is there. Larson looking for Eberle. Eberle has Carl all over him, delivers the pass to Omar. Linus Omar almost lined up there by Panik. Schmid steps into a shot. Saved by Bishop. Eberle with it now. Eberle back to the point to Larson. Philip Larson throws it in behind the cage. It'll go around the other side. Panik gives it away. Nugent Hopkins is there. Omar back to the point for Schmid. He almost had that one-timer ready to go. Omar gets it again. There's the one-timer from Schmid, and it's deflected by Thompson right out in front. Nugent Hopkins was looking for the rebound. Panik just wants to relieve the pressure and does. Good shift for that line. And Ladislav Schmid, Louis, good to see him. Good to see Ladislav Schmid teeing up a couple of shots.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's the one area that Edmonton's have been able to generate some chances, getting those shots through from the blue line. When you have that traffic down low, when you have the presence in front, it's never a bad play. The Lightning have done it a lot in this game, trying to throw those little wristers down into the traffic area. And those are tough saves for goaltenders to make when they can't see them.
18-14, the Oilers lead in the shot department. As Hall plays it around for Larson. He'll bring it around for Ales Hemsky. Gave it away. Back to the point it comes, and Salo can't control it at the blue line. Hall, Hemsky, and Gagne, the forward line. Stamkos, cross ice, Hedman, wrist shot, and a block there by Hemsky. And Hemsky getting up slowly. Ales Hemsky with a brave block, and he is going to head to the bench as soon as possible. Schmid to Larson. Larson sends it down slowly, and that is going to be an icing call. Ales Hemsky got to the bench, and he's in a little bit of pain.
He is, and you know, good play by Steven Stamkos. A little too much time here for Stamkos on the line to be able to find Hedman coming in, but a good job by Hemsky to get into that lane, go down, obviously hits him in a sensitive area because he gets up and is feeling it afterwards, but paying the price knowing it's a high-quality chance. It's broken down. You have to do something drastic to make a defensive play. That's exactly what he does. And gets away with it. Albeit a little bit more sore than he was before.
Yeah. Schmid around the boards. Hall waiting for it on the far side. He will just flip it high to center. Valtteri Filppula picks it up. Malone sends it deep. Purcell going after it with Filppula. The second line on the ice now for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Barrio throws it towards the net. Malone deflects it into the corner. Quick on it is Purcell. Teddy Purcell being watched there by Philip Larson. Filppula trying to get it to the middle. Instead, it's sent down the ice. Gazdic giving chase against Barberio. Larson plays it off the boards for Jones. It gets by him. Barberio goes cross ice and is picked up there by Filppula. Filppula's got Malone and Purcell, but he is denied nicely there by the captain. Jones back the other way. Long shot. And Bishop's not going to take any chances with Gazdic and Smith right there. Now a little more pushing and shoving in front of Ben Bishop. Involving Luke Gazdic, Ryan Smith, and Gudas. And that is a guy that is not afraid of mixing it up. Second in the league in penalty minutes. They'll settle it down, and we'll come back after this.
Safeway's featured participating product for tonight's hockey game is Kraft Shredded Cheese. The Edmonton Oilers, meanwhile, have a small number of executive suites available for rent during the season. Rexall Place rental suites are located on 2 levels, providing privacy and comfort for groups of 12 to 36. Enjoy each thrilling moment of fast-paced Edmonton hockey while entertaining business partners, employees, or just friends. For more information, call Bob Haramy at 780-409-5897 or email bobh@edmontonoilers.com.
Gene, a few moments ago, we saw Ales Hemsky block a shot, one of 12 that the Oilers have blocked so far in this hockey game. They had 12 blocks against Florida. They got 12 blocks already. Tampa Bay has only blocked 3 shots. That's one way to bail out your goaltender. Ales Hemsky none the worse for wear as he was on the ice. They will change it up now. Nugent Hopkins Omar and Eberle. Louis, you get in a position to succeed, you get called up, and now you're on the line with Eberle and Nugent Hopkins.
Yeah, a little shuffle here by Dallas Eakins, giving Linus Ullmark a little bit of time on the top line with Nugent Hopkins and Eberle. And I'm not too sure why they're allowing so many changes to be made here so late. As Tampa gets the last change.
And they get their top line out there. Nugent Hopkins against Stamkos. Scramble draw. And Eberle picks it up. He is given a bump by Gudas, who pins him against the boards. Carl sends it around. And there is Killorn. Killorn hit by Omar. Threw a pass for St. Louis, broken up by Ferentz. Eberle, here's a chance for Omar. Omar, wrist shot, and he whistled that one wide. Eberle keeps it in on the near side, hit by Killorn. Omar then tried to center it for Nugent Hopkins, and Stamkos was there. Radko Gudas plays it back to Matt Carl. Good job by that line as they keep the top line in their own zone. Carl will bring it out. He'll give it to Killorn, and offside the call as Stamkos was a little bit anxious on the far side.
Here is the basket of half-eaten zucchini sticks from the win known as Money Monday.
Pick your winners today with Pools.
Steven Stamkos, Louis, looks like he's going to be trading in that blue and white for a little red and white come February.
Yeah, that's almost a given for sure, playing for Team Canada. And for Steven Stamkos, off to another terrific year this year. And as we've talked about a little bit already, playing a more complete game, 200 feet. That work ethic's been elevated every year. He's gotten better and better.
I wonder if he got that from the GM.
Yeah. Not a bad guy to mold yourself after. Steve Yzerman, one of the greatest.
Telling us this morning that it's definitely a role model and one of his favorite players. Here's a chance for Hall up high, and Ben Bishop makes the save, and it knocked his mask off. And that brings about the whistle.
And that mask is up pretty high, as you mentioned before, 6'7" without the skates on, so he's got to be up around 7 feet with the skates. Those goalie skates are high. And a nice pass by Hemsky to thread it through the defender onto the tape of Taylor Hall. This one gets up real high on Bishop. And because he elevated so quickly and stretched, the bucket comes loose and off, and the whistle is blown. But I like the quick transition once again. And for Taylor Hall, good to see him firing the puck. Before he was hurt, he was starting to really get that shot away on a regular basis. 22 shots in his last 4 games that he played after missing the last 7. And that was only playing 11 minutes in the final one versus Ottawa October 19th, where he got injured. So when he's shooting the puck, good things happen.
3 points in his last 3 games. Supposed to, according to all reports, come back against Philadelphia on Saturday, but he said, no, I'm ready.
Yeah.
He's got that knee brace on, Louis, and he'll probably wear it for a while.
I kind of joked with him and said, I think it was from probably the extra skates after practice. I'm used to those ones. I said that was an everyday thing for me.
Nugent Hopkins shot. Square on the rebound. Nugent Hopkins was looking for it.
And he didn't lie. He said, you know what? They did have a little bit of a impact on the decision. Get back. I'd rather play some games. He's looking pretty good so far out there.
Delpula being hounded all the way by Boyd Gordon. Schmid picks it up. 9 minutes, 49 seconds to go in this second period. Stamkos with a pair of goals. Taylor Fedun with his second National Hockey League goal. All of that scoring coming in the first period. Quick shot, as always, from Nail Yakupov. Stopped by Bishop, and he'll hang on. Rogers, Oilers hockey, and it's right here on the net. Outstanding play, outstanding results. Brought to you by RE/MAX. Outstanding agents, outstanding results.
It was the first goal of this game, and a reason why Steven Stamkos has scored more goals than anybody in the league since 2009 and 10. This shot right there, zing, right through the defender. One little mishap in the neutral zone. He picks up the puck, walks in, and I mean, he's pretty far out here. Uses the defender as a screen and zips her off the bar for a 1-0 lead.
All right, don't sit on the fence. Ovechkin, Stamkos.
1A, 1B. Oh, best shots in the world.
You're going to be a politician.
I actually think his might be a little better. Steven Stamkos. I know I said Ovechkin's was when we watched him play. He shot pretty darn good one against Edmonton there, but for Steven Stamkos, the fact that the goalie's set up for it and he still has that power to beat him when they see it is pretty remarkable.
Tampa Bay with only 14 shots. They have not had a shot in the last 14 minutes, or last 5 minutes, I should say. 4 shots for them. It's 22 for the Oilers. Opportunity now for St. Louis. St. Louis dishes to Stamkos. He goes back to Carl. Carl's shot goes wide. Nugent Hopkins comes together with Killorn. Nugent Hopkins wins it, and it comes right to Jordan Eberle, and he starts away. Eberle, his wrist shot gets blocked by Carl, and Gudas flips it out for St. Louis. St. Louis by himself right now, handled by Ference. Stamkos carries on. He goes down, and Eberle picks it up on the far side. Jordan Eberle. Petrie, he gets knocked down by Gudas, and a penalty coming up, and Ference wants a piece of Radko Gudas.
And Radko Gudas is one of those players that'll step up and not afraid to get physically involved. As you talked about before, Kevin, he's built like a tank. And he gets his nose dirty, not afraid, doesn't discriminate who he hits. And a little bit of a low one here on Jeff Petrie. He tries to go through, sticks the leg out. Dangerous play. You never like to see that as Petrie goes down. He's got his head up and he sees it coming as he takes him down. Then Andrew Ference comes in afterwards and tries to get him to engage.
And he will get a roughing penalty and will play 4-on-4. So Gudas goes to the penalty box for tripping and Ference for roughing. Gudas now with 57 penalty minutes on the season. Jeff Petrie none the worse for wear after that trip by Gudas. Some more ice for Taylor Hall, along with Sam Gagner, Nick Schultz, and Taylor Fedun. Tyler Johnson line up against Gagner, and Gagner wins that draw. Palat, Salo, and Hedman. Now the other three out there for Tampa Bay as Fedun plays it behind the net, picked up by his D partner Nick Schultz. Pass for Hall. Taylor Hall one-on-one against Salo. Salo comes together with him, but Hall carries on, centering pass. Opportunity for Nick Schultz. A backhand. A weak one goes wide. Fedun racing over to keep that puck in against Palat, and he does it. Hedman picks it up. It's knocked down by Hall as he delivers the puck to Andre Palat. Palat, his shot blocked by Nick Schultz. Fedun plays it to the corner. Back to the point, and a hard pass went off Hedman's skates. Salo recovers. Oilers make changes. Just over 8 minutes left to go in this second period. A 2-1 game for the Tampa Bay Lightning. These teams will hook up again January the 5th. That game will be at Rexall. South St. Louis. Centering pass for Stamkos. Checked by Fedun. The Tampa Bay Lightning still unable to get a shot. Centered out in front by Stamkos and picked off there neatly by Ales Hemsky. Hemsky starts away with Arcobello. Drops it for number 26. Arcobello takes a look. He'll go cross ice. Quick shot, and that one goes just wide as Philip Larson let it go. Arcobello able to keep it in. He's got Hemsky going after it. Bishop gets there first. Stamkos takes a look as the Oilers make a change. .24 seconds left to go in the 4-on-4. Eric Brewer lugs it up. Brewer, 315 games in an Oiler uniform. Hit by Larson, separated from the puck. Nugent Hopkins to Eberle. Got Larson with him. Drop pass. Nugent Hopkins a shot, and that one goes just wide. Carl picks it up on the far side. 2-on-1 developing. Teddy Purcell with Hedman, and a great defensive play there by Jeff Petrie. Took it away from Teddy Purcell. Jeff Petrie continues to solidify himself as a solid defender. Spin shot by Eberle, steered aside by Bishop.
I like that shot from Eberle right there too. Just gets a puck through traffic, and the Oilers right now just trying to paint the perfect picture, not getting enough pucks to the net and opportunities to shoot it. And that little delay to shoot the puck is allowing a big goaltender in Ben Bishop to get set up, see the shot, make the save. You got to get it to him in a hurry, so he doesn't have time to set up. They've had some opportunities to do it.
Tampa Bay gets their first shot in a while. They have 15 now. The Oilers with 23. The Oilers outshot Florida 27-23. Hall, wrist shot, and that one may have caught a piece of the post. Bishop got the pad down, and it may have grazed the post.
still a good shot.
Gagne takes a look. Picks up Ferentz on the move. Andrew Ferentz sends it around behind the net. Bishop waits as the Oilers make a change. Nate Thompson. One of 2 players from Alaska in this game, Luke.
Yeah, Matt Carl the other. Both from Anchorage.
Fadoon. The pass to Gordon. To the middle it goes for Ryan Jones. Nate Thompson off the boards for Crombeen. BJ Crombeen. His shot all the way out to the blue line. Barberio can't get it through. Jones was there on the block. Panic. He gets turned aside. Arcabello. The pass to Ryan Jones. That missed. And Gudas will go back to pick it up. 5 minutes left to go in the period. Palat deflects it in. Larson, head on a swivel. He had Johnson right on him. Panik with a hit. Johnson with a steal. Lays it back to the point. Gudas waiting for it. Can't get it by Eberle. Eberle going wide on Radko Gudas. Centering pass for Nugent Hopkins. He was backtracked by Palat. And Brewer starts away. Brewer goes cross ice. Panik stops. Throws it towards the net. Steered aside by Devin Dubnyk. Andre Palat sends it around the boards. Ladislav Schmid will pick it up there. Schmid flips that puck high and down into Tampa Bay territory. Palat brings it back in. He's got St. Louis with him. Here's Stamkos. Palat, his shot deflects over top of the net.
Boy, I'll tell you, Stamkos had everybody sold in that shot there as he faked it, put it right back to Palat, and kind of handcuffed him with it. But everybody, including Devin Dubnyk, thought for sure that shot was coming from the high slot.
Kaloran joins that line and then breaks up the pass from Petrie. Gives it to St. Louis. St. Louis dancing. His backhand goes wide. He had Ferentz all over him. Still got the shot away. St. Louis with it again. Tries the wraparound. Comes out in front. Stamkos kicks it back. There's a shot by Hedman and he whistled it wide. Hedman can fire the puck.
Yeah, and he 1-2 got it away quickly with traffic in front.
Opportunity now for Hall. Here comes Taylor Hall. He's got Petrie with him. Hall shot. Blocker save by Bishop, but Hall's got it again. Hall surrounded. Hemsky shot. Stopped by Bishop. Rebound is loose. Petrie keeps it in. He fires it towards the net. Pad save by Ben Bishop. Great flurry there by the Oilers. Taylor Hall in by himself with the crowd here at the Tampa Bay Forum. Rise to their feet to salute the big man, Ben Bishop. Hedman gets it away from Arcabello. Salo to an open wing, plays it to center, and Ferentz hammers that puck right back in. Filppula stumbles a little bit, checked by Gordon. Boyd Gordon got Arcabello out in front. Ryan Smith, Boyd Gordon, and Marco Arcabello. Fadoon keeps it in for Smith. Smith behind the net. Checked by Salo. Puck sits there. Hedman and Gordon battle as well. Now it comes free and Teddy Purcell picks it up. He'll start away with 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the second period. Purcell across the line. Stops, shoots, pad save by Dubnyk. On the fly now. Nugent Hopkins. Fadoon joining the play. He'll turn aside. The Oilers want to get a change in. Connolly to the middle. Gives it away to Eberle. Carl. Barberio for Filppula at the end of his shift. He will tip it in and Schmid will have time. 26 shots for the Oilers, 18 for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
A couple real high quality chances there. A couple tremendous saves by Bishop. The breakaway by Hall. And then afterwards that long floater by Petrie through traffic, Kevin, was a tough one too. Keeping it a 2-1 game.
Johnson. Wrist shot, and that gets deflected by Schmid over top of the net. Palat keeps it in. Panik still has it, being watched by Linus Omark. Now Schmid, nice move around. Schmid out in front, they score. It's Tyler Johnson. And it's a 3-1 game.
Well, what a strong move down low here, too. Is some good work just to generate this chance, get it in there deep and try and cycle it down low. It's Panik here with a nice little inside move, takes it to the forehand, and Johnson on the spot just kind of chips it through. It's not a real hard shot, but it's that first power movement there by Panik as he walks through. And a 3-1 lead after a couple great chances. Your goaltender bails you out. And Tyler Johnson, who hasn't scored for a while, bangs that in for a 3-1 lead.
He hit the post in the first period, and now gets his first point in his last 5 games. St. Louis gets spun around. Panik did all the work, and he will pick up the helper. Get his 6th assist of the year.
Yeah, and for Richard Panik, -9 on the year. And this morning, John Cooper was talking about his play and the fact that he's had him for a few years down the American Hockey League, now in the National Hockey League, and he knew there was a lot more to his game. You saw a little taste of it there, how he walked that puck right into the middle. Big body with some skill, and he showed it on that play.
Frustration, he hadn't scored a goal this season. Off the skate of St. Louis, Petrie.
He reminds me of another guy Stevie Yzerman used to play with in Detroit. That liked to hang around the front of the net, Thomas Holmstrom. He was good for a move like that every once in a while, too.
Petrie with a shot. Bishop the save, and it's cleared. Gudas got the other helper. 2 points in his last 2 games. 18:33, the time of the goal for Tyler Johnson. He's got 4 on the year. And the Lightning have a 2-goal lead. Barberio taking a look at the clock, has some room, and he's just going to ease it up the ice. And that will do it for a period that sees the Oilers outshoot the Lightning. But the Lightning, the only guys who get the goal, and it's Tyler Johnson.
Well, a look at what happened in the first period of play. Lots of goals, 2 for the Tampa Bay Lightning, 1 on the part of the Edmonton Oilers. The goal scoring dried up a little bit on the part of both teams, but it was the Lightning and Tyler Johnson going 4 games without a goal until scoring his 4th of the season to give the Lightning a 2-goal lead through 2 periods of play. Well, a couple of nights ago, Dallas Eakins had his homecoming, one of them in regards to hockey, as he's a former member of the Florida Panthers. Tonight, a different homecoming from Dade City, about an hour north here of Tampa Bay. This is a picture of Dallas at the age of 7 and his sister Lori. A couple of months after that, Louis and Kevin, he moved up to Peterborough, Ontario, and started playing hockey for the first time in his life.
And Louis, of course, being the hunter, asked him how old he was when he started hunting gators.
We're getting chased by water moccasins around here.
Yeah,
some dangerous critters that roam these parts.
But Louis, you played here, you know about the fishing.
Yep, and the gators.
That puck goes out of play. Taylor Hall had it deflected out. Taylor Hall with 4 shots in that period overall, and through 2 and 13:08 of ice time.
Good to see the Jets in action as well, and that breakaway chance that he had just kind of separated himself from everybody. Didn't finish it off like I'm sure he wanted to, but it's good to see him creating those chances with his speed. The knee looks good.
Kanye Hemsky and Hall start this 3rd period. Barons and Petrie on the blue line under some stress here. Is Stamkos shot. Dubnyk denies him. And denies him for a chance for his 7th career hat trick. And offside is the call.
Always a dangerous proposition when you have Steven Stamkos in the position to one-time a puck. And this one here, little turnover, double team in the corner. And if it wasn't for a little bobble at the start of that, would have been a lot harder of a shot. Good job by Dubnyk to recognize, get out, cut the angle down, put his big frame in front of it, and deny Steven Stamkos of his 3rd goal tonight.
Tampa Bay Lightning started this season 8-4. They have never won that many games in the month of October. Eberle plays it back to the point. Larson with a shot, and that gets blocked before it could get through. By Andre Palat. Hedman plays it around the boards for Salo. Sammy Salo goes cross ice, finds Palat. 7th round draft pick in 2011. Panik with a shot, and that gets deflected wide. Tyler Johnson, who got the goal in the 2nd period, is on that line. As it comes around the near side, and waiting for it there is Nail Yakupov. Had a little trouble, and Palat made him pay. Eberle bumped into by Gudas. Panik goes back to get it, and he'll give it to Hedman. Tampa Bay Lightning will be hitting the road. They'll be in Detroit on Saturday and then Boston on Monday. The Oilers, of course, in Philly for an afternoon game against the Flyers and then finish up the night game against the Chicago Blackhawks. Nate Thompson feeds it back to the point. Carl will give it to Gudas. Gudas throws it around the boards. Arcabello picks it up there. He gave it away. Thompson shot steered aside by Dubnyk. Wraparound attempt by Malone. He gets denied. And Devan Dubnyk covers up.
It's game day at Hudson's. Half off wings and pints of Molson Canadian every time the Oilers play, all day long. Hudson's, Canada's pub.
Big Ryan Malone, Kevin, with a good chance there on the short side, using that long reach of his just to try and wrap it around. And as you mentioned, usually playing with Stamkos in St. Louis on the second line in this game in the last little while, and provides that big, solid power forward dimension on that line. You saw a little bit of it there. 6x 20 goals he scored.
Here comes Taylor Hall. Hall right back. Gagne throws it across, and Fedun wasn't quite there. Centering pass for Schultz, and that one gets cleared away and down the ice. And that is going to be icing against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Well, back to Malone just for a second. He started on that line, 12 or 13 games, but then we talked to the coach, John Cooper, about that conversation. But he said that guy's a team guy.
Yeah, no question. He's been around for a long time, and for Malone, he knows what it takes to have a good, successful team, knows that maybe he can do a better part on the second line. Obviously, you want to play with those two guys, but getting the ice time on the second line with Filppula and Purcell.
Shot through traffic. Jones providing the screen. Purcell. Pocket picked. Here's Nugent Hopkins. Slides it across for Eberle. Brian Jones getting an opportunity with Eberle and Nugent Hopkins trying to generate some offense. And that is a trademark of Dallas Eakins, Louis. He will not be afraid to change up his lines and trying to find a combination that works.
Trying to find a spark right now, and a couple opportunities for Edmonton, especially in that last rush there to shoot the puck, get a puck to the net. They don't get one at all in that whole sequence. So 3 bodies driving to the net, no puck to the net, no chance to score.
This could be the 10th time that the Oilers have outshot the opposition. They've gotten 2 victories when out shooting the enemy. Stamkos behind the net. Takes a bump there from Hall. Killorn. St. Louis had the trigger ready.
Stick.
Good play there by Ales Hemsky, who leads this team in takeaways.
And Kevin, you made a good point there with 29 shots in the night now for Edmonton. It's not that they haven't been shooting pucks, but when you don't get rewarded for a lot of shots on net, sometimes you try and do a little bit too much. You want to paint it the perfect pictures we've talked about and pass the puck into the net for that perfect play. But I think the opposite is the thing to do. Keep throwing pucks to the net. Keep getting bodies in there. You're looking for that one garbage one. Doesn't have to be pretty. Down by 2, you're looking for a spark.
Plenty of time left. Gudas gives it to St. Louis, and his backhand goes right to Devan Dubnyk, and he'll cover up. Marty St. Louis kind of in the shadow always, but he's got 6 points in his last 6 games. Well, he's 5'8". He's in the shadow a lot. Panik. Pass for Johnson. Gets by him, and Omar brings it back the other way. With Arcabello. The return feed is picked off there by Carl. Kept in by Nick Schultz. Gives it to Arcabello. Arcabello back to the point. Fedun with a wrist shot through traffic and a pad save by Big Ben Bishop. Oilers keep the pressure on. Omar there gets checked by Carl, and it comes out to Panik. And Richard Panik will chip it in, and Nick Schultz will go after it. Panik kicks him into the boards heavily. Schultz gives him a little shove, and then comes up with a puck. Arcabello dumps it in. That line will peel off on a change. Nail Yakupov now on the line with Smith and Hall. Ryan Smith, Taylor Hall, and Nail Yakupov. TJ Crombeen trying to get by Jeff Petrie. Couldn't do it. Brewer trying to shoot it back in. It comes to Crombeen. He'll chip it. Ferentz takes a look, throws it around the opposite way, and it's picked up by Hall. Taylor Hall moving in against Brewer. Hall trying to get around Eric Brewer, pushes it behind the net for Smith. Brewer took Hall into the boards. Puck still alive. And it finally comes to Thompson. And he is able to get it to Malone. Malone slowly dumps that puck in, goes after it. Look at Ferentz get there quickly. Gets it to Yakupov. He gets checked by Filppula. Valtteri Filppula. Petrie throws it around behind the net. Ferentz goes right up the middle for Ryan Smith at the end of his shift. He missed the pass, and it's going to come all the way back.
I don't mind that little attempt there by Ferentz. He saw that Ryan Smith was kind of sneaking up the middle and decided to try and hit him through the traffic. He didn't quite connect, but with a team right now pushing the way Tampa is, head up, looks up the ice, and this one connects. It could lead to a good rush. If not, a good solid change, fresh bodies on the ice.
Nugent Hopkins will line up against Valtteri Filppula, and he wins that draw. Ferentz, pass for Smith, gets by him. And it's picked up by Salo. Salo plays it off the boards for Purcell. Purcell moving in with Connolly. Button hooks, and Nugent Hopkins all over him. Connolly behind the net. He is checked by Philip Larson. Larson to the middle for Nugent Hopkins. Starts away with Eberle. Nugent Hopkins to Eberle. Back to Nugent Hopkins with a backhand. Salo got there and got the stick in the way, and it goes up into the netting.
Good little give and go going to the net there for Nugent Hopkins. Good backtracking there by Connolly as well to stay with him, and something that's been a real theme here for the Tampa Bay Lightning, starting with their top player Steven Stamkos, backtracking right there, just kind of harassing Hopkins as he goes down the ice, but he does manage to get this shot away. Little give and go. Wide to Eberle, gets it back, and a good stick at the end by Salo to deny that shot getting through. They're making it tough for the Oilers to generate those high-quality chances off the rush.
From the faceoff, won by Nugent Hopkins. Larson with a shot. Pad save. Opportunity for Eberle. Couldn't put home the rebound. Kind of got stuck in the pad of Ben Bishop.
Oh yeah, the big man's made some good saves through traffic, that one there, but that puck has sat around a little bit there. We saw the last sequence when it was Taylor Fedun, I believe, that got a shot through. Juicy rebound, that one there by Larson. That puck sat there, so some opportunities there with some change left out in front of Bishop, who's played real well tonight.
Feeling the pressure, he will get the whistle, and we'll take a break. We'll be back after this.
Up and swipe your club card at Safeway today and watch future Sportsnet telecasts. You have the opportunity to win a week of unlimited luxury at Dream Resorts and Spas, courtesy of redtag.ca. Shop and swipe your club card at Safeway today, and you could be our next lucky winner. Now it's time to meet the parents. There they are. Dave Gagne, his wife Joanne on the far end, and in between they are the Eberles, Lisa and Darren. You can see the score kind of on their faces. They're hoping to have something to cheer for with regards to their sons or anyone on the visiting team tonight.
And Dave Gagne and Dallas Aikens were teammates of the Florida Panthers. As you like to say, Louis, back in the day.
Back in the day, taking in a little sun right now.
I like to see a little red light action from the Edmonton Oilers right now. Down by 2. Quick shot by Stamkos, and a good stick there by Larson to break that up. Under pressure from the top line, Gagne plays it to Hemsky. Hemsky will get the puck to Hall. Hall stops up inside the blue line, goes cross ice. There's Ales Hemsky cutting for the net. Ales Hemsky goes forehand, runs into Bishop. The puck ends up behind the net. And Stamkos gets it out as Bishop just getting up now.
That was a good drive right there. Nice little hesitation there by Taylor Hall to delay, just kind of open up a little seam and find Hemsky. And I like how Hemsky just drove that one to the net.
Smith with Gordon and Arcabello. Gordon races to it, gets there first, gets a little help from Smith. Gives it back to Boyd Gordon. Gordon goes behind the net. Barberio is checking Ryan Smith. Puck on the near side, and it's picked up there and muscled out by Johnson. Johnson got his 4th goal of the season at 18:33 of the second period. Give the Tampa Bay Lightning a 2-goal cushion. Smith brings it in. Smith checked by Goodis. Nugent Hopkins going after it. He's got Carl all over him, getting a little help there from Eberle. Connolly lost it. Back to the point it comes. Petrie fakes the shot, gives it to Nugent Hopkins. His wrist shot through traffic. There's Ryan Smith, and he almost put it in. Now the wraparound. Bishop without his stick. And Panik will send it down the ice to relieve the pressure.
Tell you, the big man has been working hard here in this third period. And 33 shots now for the Edmonton Oilers, 34, sorry. And a couple big saves right there for 6'7" frame. He sure does move around the blue paint pretty well.
Second in the league in wins with 9 coming in. A career high for him already. And we're in early November. Barron's shot gets blocked by Carl. Connolly. Filppula. Too far for him. Petrie will gather it up. Jeff Petrie up the middle. Omark leaves it there for Eberle. Eberle drop pass for Omark. Omark to the middle it goes. Gagne has his pocket picked by Teddy Purcell. Filppula has to delay as St. Louis would have been offside, but a good defensive play there by a guy who I think Steve Yzerman knows all about. Valtteri Filppula played a lot.
Kind of
483 games with the Detroit Red Wings.
Unsung hero here in Tampa Bay as well. It's what does head coach John Cooper say? He does all the little things well, doesn't get the recognition that the big names getting here in Tampa, but he does a lot.
Hall with a centering pass, trying to find Larson in the back door. Salo will pick it up. Stamkos. And a penalty coming up to Salo as he took down Hemsky. And the Oilers will get a power play with 10:24 to go here in the third period.
Big opportunity here, and the pressure's really been put on here by the Edmonton Oilers. Good job by them to stay with this down by 2, get pucks in deep, create some chances, and eventually they wear down the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Salo that draws the penalty. As he takes down Hemsky right there, not really maybe a little bit of a wishy-washy one to call it that. I thought the first one on Ryan Smith was too. So it evens itself out. But the Oilers will get their second opportunity in the power play in this game tonight.
And the first one since the first period. Ryan Smith, Taylor Hall, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Jordan Eberle, and Philip Larson to start this power play. Eberle. Puck took a weird hop off the stanchion. Nugent-Hopkins gets it back to Eberle. Good play to keep it in. To Ryan Smith, he'll let it go for Hall. Hall plays it around the boards, far side, Larson. Larson under pressure there from Andre Palat, and Palat sends it down the ice. Quick change of the penalty killers for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Larson to Eberle. Eberle, drop pass for Smith. Nugent-Hopkins moving in. Hall at the side of the net! Great opportunity and a great feed from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to Taylor Hall. Eberle fakes the shot. Hall wants it. Hall with a wrist shot scores. Wow. Taylor Hall, welcome back. It's a 1-goal game.
What a shot by Taylor Hall. We talked about when he fires things up, gets his feet moving, shooting pucks. Eventually good things will happen for him. Great effort by Eberle to keep this puck alive on the line after a real good opportunity. Hopkins with a perfect pass. There it is there, right on the blue line. Eberle holds it, waits, finds Hall, and he zips it through a little bit of traffic to give this a 1-goal game. But just good patience by Eberle once again after just keeping it in. Gives it to Taylor Hall, shooter mentality, put it through the traffic. No chance for Bishop on that one.
Welcome back, Halsey. He's got 4 goals on the season. And it comes at 10:23, a power play marker, his second power play of the year. And the Oilers now have 3 power play goals in their last 5 games.
And a happy Mr. and Mrs. Eberle.
Absolutely. As Jordan Eberle now has 2 points on the night. Petrie around the boards for Hemsky. Hemsky with Gagne and Yakupov. Ferentz checked by Steven Stamkos. Shot wide by Killen. Picked up by Hemsky. Hemsky to Yakupov off his skate. St. Louis at the blue line. Entry denied by the captain, Ferentz. Tampa Bay a change, an opportunity here for Hemsky as he winds up. Knocked to his knees, gets to the red line, shoots it in. He'll change. 8:40 left to go in this third period. Johnson across the blue line. Entry stopped there by Schmid, and the pass attempted for Panik. Palat given a bump by Larson. Schmid comes together with Johnson in behind the net. Gordon in there to help out. Puck still alive, and Boyd Gordon picks it up. Takes a hit as he gets the puck down the ice. Ryan Jones lost that race with Barberio as the puck goes up into the seats. Taylor Hall, back after missing 7, has cut the lead to 1 here on the net.
Well, the Goals for Heroes program is proudly sponsored by Synovus. For every Oilers goal this season, Synovus will donate $400 to Valor Place Military Family Support House. To date, the Oilers have scored a total of 42 goals for a total of $16,800.
Well, on behalf of Safeway and Kraft Shredded Cheese, Glenn Buston of Grand Prairie has won a $250 gift card from Vision Electronics on the 4th goal of the season by Taylor Hall, who has had 18 minutes and 2 seconds of ice time, 7 shots, 2 hits, 2 blocked shots. Not a bad body of work when you've missed 7 with a knee injury. 8:03 to go as Hemsky turns in the corner. Ales Hemsky's got Gagne out in front. Gagne with a shot that slides wide. Philip Larson laid it right over to the near side, and it's picked up there by Purcell. Purcell chips it in. Connolly going after it. Larson lost it to Filppula. Out in front is Purcell, but the puck instead comes to Ales Hemsky. Given away and picked up by Teddy Purcell. Pass intended for Hall. Purcell with a sharp angle shot. Stopped by Dubnyk. Played around the boards. Gagne just wants to get that puck out. Can't do it against Hedman. He'll get a couple of cracks at it. And Ladislav Schmid will skate it out.
Good job by Schmid there, not to try and force that puck up the ice. Gets his feet moving, wants to get a change, but ensures that he gets the red line, dumps it in deep, and gets off and gets fresh legs on the ice.
36 shots for the Oilers, 24 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Stamkos goes cross ice. Hard pass for Alex Killorn. Back to the point it comes. Carl to Gudas. Gudas lays it to the corner. St. Louis is there. Pass for Stamkos, and that was intercepted by Nugent Hopkins. Eberle sends it down the ice. Ryan Smith, Jordan Eberle, Ryan Nugent Hopkins. As that puck gets deflected out. Jordan Eberle with a couple of points on the night. His team down by 1 as they try and sweep the state of Florida after beating the Florida Panthers on Tuesday in overtime. Arcabello is the guy that did it, and he's on the ice right now behind the net. Barberio watching him as it comes back to the point. Fadoun to the corner for Arcabello. Gets by him. Barberio to the other side. Palat can't get it out. The Oilers keep the pressure on. Ryan Jones moving in. Ryan Jones stops. His sharp angle shot goes right through the blue paint. Chopped in by Nick Schultz. Gordon back to the point. Fadoun steps into a shot, and he did not get much of that one.
I like that he was thinking shot, though.
Here is Johnson. Now he has to get back on the defense. Johnson's shot goes wide. The Tampa Bay Lightning want to make a change. Opportunity for Schultz. Nick Schultz starts the rush. Dumps it in the opposite corner. Picked up there by Hedman. He will chop it off the glass and get it out. Taylor Hall circles the neutral ice to Gagne. Gagne sends it in deep. Bishop wants to play it himself with Hall bearing down on him. Ryan Malone on the far side. Malone, pass intercepted by Hall. He plays it back. Here is Larson. Larson throws it through traffic. And Bishop makes a juggling save, and he'll hang on. 3-2 is the score from the Tampa Bay Times Forum. Rogers Oilers Hockey on Sportsnet. Game is brought to you by Rogers, bringing fans the fastest speeds in more places. Rogers LTE.
Well, after missing the last 7 games with a knee injury, Taylor Hall's gotten better and better as this game has gone on. Great job by Eberle. Keep the puck alive on the power play. And Taylor Hall just takes that shooter's mentality, finds a seam, and rips it home to cut the lead to only 1 and make it a 3-2 game. So his first game back after missing 7, Taylor Hall making an impact.
4 points in his last 4 games. 5 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third period. Hemsky from the corner being watched by Hedman. Schmid. Pass intercepted by Hedman. And Victor Hedman works it out, throws it to an open wing, and there is Marty St. Louis. St. Louis checked by Hall. Larson gets to center, puts it in the corner. Salo gets there ahead of Sam Gagne. Hemsky. Hall behind the net. Paul knocked down by Stamkos. Larson pinching. Hemsky keeps it in as well. And now Hedman will bring it out for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He'll get to the red line, just backhand it in, heading off on a change. Dubnyk. Pass to Larson. And Philip Larson, Louis, in limited action for the Edmonton Oilers in terms of being up with the big club, has made an impact.
Yeah, he really has, and he's playing in all situations. Penalty kill, power play, 5-on-5, and you know the great skating ability that he has. He's shown that he can get up in the play, really be strong on the offensive blue line, but has that mobility to get back as well. Scoring his first goal last game versus the Florida Panthers, and it really seemed to give him a lot of confidence in this game here tonight.
His third game with a big club. Gudas, long shot, easily handled by Devan Dubnyk. Just over 4 minutes left to go in regulation time.
Boom.
Nugent Hopkins reaching for that. Gudas knocked him to the ice. Carl sends it around the boards. Good job by Petrie to keep it in. Gives it to Smith. Smith, Nugent Hopkins, and Eberle. Eberle from the corner. Eberle can't get it by Radko Gudas, and Gudas content just to send that puck down the ice as the Tampa Bay Lightning playing a little bit of rope-a-dope right now with 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go. Barberio round the boards, too far for Palat. Panik can't get it out either.
That was a great pinch by Fedun right there.
Keeps the puck in for Boyd Gordon. Now Johnson. Chips it in. Petrie will go after it. Johnson gets there first. Arcabello picks it up on the far side. Arcabello with Boyd Gordon and Nail Yakupov. Yakupov trying to get by Barberio. Yakupov, opportunity denied by Bishop for Boyd Gordon. What a save. Boyd Gordon looking for his 5th goal of the year and a chance to tie the game. Great feed from Yakupov to Boyd Gordon. 2 minutes, 55 seconds to go in regulation time. No icing on the play. Larson will pick it up and start. Larson through center. Hammers the puck in. It comes right to Bishop. He's not going to take a chance because Hemsky was right there.
And that's the one area where I don't agree with the new hybrid icing, where they wave that icing off right there. That was a definite icing. Nobody even near the Edmonton player. This is that last chance. So great job by Yakupov to get through, moving his feet. Nice pass over to Gordon. Boy, what a save by Ben Bishop here as he just lunges across. This one's labeled for shelf. And with the game on the line, 1 goal up, he keeps the lead for his team with a fantastic save.
36 saves for Ben Bishop. Salo flips it down the ice, and Jeff Petrie will go back and get it. 38-25, the shots on goal favor the Oilers. They trail by 1. Taylor Hall moving in, tries the toe drag against Salo. Chipped out, and Petrie will start again. He's got Stamkos all over him. Killorn across the blue line. Alex Killorn. He gets triple teamed, and Gagne comes up with it. He'll give it to Hall. Petrie joining the rush. Hall to Eberle. Eberle down the middle, looking for Hall. Taylor Hall still has it. He gets knocked down by St. Louis, and Stamkos flips the puck down the ice. The big line will change. 1:49 left to go. We'll keep our eye on Devan Dubnyk.
I can't believe he's actually still in the nets for Dallas Eakins. He loves to pull that goalie early when he's down by a goal, get someone out there for that extra attacker. But obviously with the nature of the Tampa Bay Lightning, the way they play, it's got to be the right time. Here he goes.
Devan Dubnyk is going to the bench. 6 attackers out there now for the Oilers. Gudas flips it high and comes to center. Fedun plays it off the boards for Eberle. Eberle checked by Purcell. Fedun takes a look. He and Ferentz are the defenders. Eberle, Smith, Arcabello, Nugent Hopkins up front. Taylor Fedun goes to an open wing. An opportunity now and a chance to seal the game. 1:05 left to go. And Filppula gets his 6th goal of the season.
And that's the risk you take right there. And again, good pressure here by the Tampa Bay Lightning. They don't stop skating. They're relentless in their pursuit. That puck gets bobbling. They get chasing, and it's Filppula once again, who's had a real solid game tonight in all areas of the ice. Just picks it up. He's not going to miss from there. Zips it into the open net to extend the lead to 2.
His 10th career goal against the Edmonton Oilers. He has now played 26 games against Edmonton. He had a goal and an assist against St. Louis. He now has 6 points in his last 7 games. Dubnyk back in the nets. Taylor Hall to Hamsky. Dubnyk races for the bench one more time. Hall on it. Got Gagner out in front. Plays it back to the point. Larson to Schmid. Schmid to Eberle. Eberle. Backhand. Bishop the save as he robbed Larson. Hall picks it up. He'll play it back to Schmid at the point. Schmid will give it to Larson. Philip Larson. Moves back. He's being watched by Panik. Eberle lets a shot go. Blocked by Salo. Hall gathers it up. Taylor Hall throws it towards the net through traffic. Just went by Hemsky the rebound. And Hedman gets it out to center. And the Tampa Bay Lightning will take over sole possession of first place in the Atlantic. They win their 3rd game in a row. The final in this one reads 4-2, and Ben Bishop has got 10 wins on the season.
37 saves for Bishop. Terrific performance by him, and a great job by the Edmonton Oilers to keep firing pucks on him, and a valiant effort at the end, but the door gets closed and they're able to finish this one off with an open netter.
Let's take a look at the game review brought to you by The Brick. Nobody beats The Brick for furniture, mattresses, appliance, and big screen TVs.
Well, Steven Stamkos 2 unassisted goals in the first period to make it 2-1 after 1 period, and then Taylor Fredon in only his 2nd game, scoring his 2nd goal in the National Hockey League. Taylor Hall, after missing the last 7, comes back with a force and scores his 4th goal of the year to make the game close, but no cigar as Tampa holds on to this one.
They were 7th in the league in wins at home. They've got 7 on the year.